supply ang delivery, supply ang equipment quality, supply ang installation. Bakit po pinayagan pa? Imbes na i-disqualify po ang mga suppliers na to, ay binigyan pa ng pagkakataon na makakuha ng panibagong kontrata. Mr. Speaker, if we may ask, Deped, where are you going? Mr. Speaker, even in the disposition of more than 200 passenger vans procured by Deped last year, the Office of the Undersecretary for Administration issued 2 successive memoranda that made it mandatory for regional directors, school division superintendents, regional and division supply officers, and drivers to attend a ceremonial turnover of passenger vans. Both memoranda, Mr. Speaker, reminded all concerned recipients to be present in the said event because, I quote, those who are absent or fail to claim the van during the turnover will forfeit their service vehicle. Mr. Speaker, napakalaki po ng kaprisyong ito. Ibibigay lang po yung service vehicle sa mga recipients. Kailangan ipatawag ng USEC ngayon ang regional director. Kailangan nandun yung school division superintendent. Dapat nandun yung regional supply officer, pati yung division supply officer. Hindi ba po pwedeng yung driver na lang ang kukuha armed with the authorization by either the division superintendent or the regional director? Pandemic po, mapupuntahin niya yung mga tao, lalong-lalo na po kung napakil ng watts ng maraming vans na kukuha. Ang sinabi pa sa memorandum, o kayo nang bahalang gumastos sa titirhan ninyo at pagkain ninyo, i-reimburse na lang sa pamagitan ng mga standard procedures. Sir Speaker, pati ba itong mga ganito, kailangan mag-attend ng ceremonial turnover para lamang makuha yung vehicle? Kapag hindi ka naka-attend, bakit po ipo-forfeit yung passenger vehicle? Ito po ang kapritsyo, Mr. Speaker. People are also asking, Mr. Speaker, why Deped bought 1.2 billion worth of science equipment for grades 1 and 2 when there is no science subject for such grade levels in public schools? What is the explanation for Deped why the Filipino subject is taught in grade 1 starting with the second quarter only? Or why the English subject is taught to them from the third quarter only? Wala pong paliwanag yan, Mr. Speaker. Let me now go to the Deped's computerization program, Mr. Speaker. Ang tawag po nila rito ay DCP, Deped Computerization Program. Based on the COA 2017 audit report, the Deped Computerization Program revealed implementation gap showing 99% physical target deficiency for calendar years 2015 to 2017. This means that during this period, at least 77,704 schools were still waiting for their ICT packages, including the 17,000 identified schools with undelivered packages out of the more than 2 billion pesos worth from the calendar year 2015 budget transferred to the DBM procurement service in the calendar year 2016. The audit, Mr. Speaker, also showed that this gap and deficiency in the deliveries and utilization of ICT packages, including defective, incomplete, uninstalled, delivered packages, poor after-sale service by suppliers, and weak financial reporting not only deferred the timely provision of necessary learning interventions to intended users of PCB packages, but also weaken control in proper safeguarding of public funds and property. Mr. Speaker, narito po yung mga supplier to sa 10 billion DCP program ng Deped for fiscal year 2015-2017. Red Dot Imaging Philippines, the joint venture with Sentient K-Star Science Technology, the contract price is 3.99 billion pesos. Number 2, Columbia Technologies Incorporated, contract price 2.69 billion pesos. Girteki Inc., joint venture with Tencent ASI Computer Company Ltd, contract price 2.58 billion pesos. Allcard Plastic Philippines, joint venture with Silicon Valley Computer Group, contract price 738.7 million pesos. Mr. Speaker, this slow-paced implementation of the DCP due to delays in the procurement process and failure of suppliers to completely deliver the computer packages to 39,950 targeted persistent schools from fiscal years 2015 up to 2018, including lapses in the deliveries and utilization of different IECT packages in NCR, regional offices of Region 3, Region 4A, and Region 13, hindered the attainment of the program objectives of enhancing the teaching learning process and the ICT literacy of learners and educator beneficiaries. In addition, Mr. Speaker, a discrepancy was also noted in the physical target for fiscal 2017 DCP funds, K-12, and the actual target recipients in the awarded contract. As per physical accomplishment report, target recipients for K-12 was 44,447, but the total number of recipients for the awarded contract with respect to same budget was only 30,985. Based on the 2018 COA report, Mr. Speaker, Deped DCP implementation for fiscal year 2018 was delayed by a year, affecting, among others, the attainment of the project's objective of providing the required ICT packages and e-textbooks to recipient senior high school learners nationwide. The 2018 audit also summarized the deficiencies in the deliveries and utilization of ICT packages in different regional offices, district offices as follows. A. Incomplete or absence of documents for the recognition in the books of accounts and transfer of accountability of delivered ICT equipment in the recipient district offices and implementing units. B. Partial or non-utilization of ICT packages due to non-readiness of recipient schools. C. Defective ICT packages and poor quality after-sales assistance from suppliers. D. Other negative observations include incomplete deliveries, non-delivery on installation of computer parts. Some equipment were declared non-functional or destroyed, and some were kept in unsafe rooms, causing further deterioration. Some packages were not installed in e-classroom or multimedia rooms as required. Mr. Speaker, as regards science and mathematics equipment, the implementation of this program, which is aimed to improve the basic education in science and mathematics through the provision of equipment for subjects compliant with K-12 curriculum, revealed deficiencies that could adversely affect its implementation. These are: A. Undelivered 121 science, mathematics equipment for kids in various schools, depriving the students and teachers of the needed SME units to support their learning and teaching capacity for improvement. B. Some items delivered remain unutilized due to excessive quantities allocated and delivered to the school as compared to the population of senior high schools. Lack of knowledge and proper training of the teachers to use the equipment, and lack of storage laboratory rooms of safety items. Finally, in the 2019 COA audit, per Deped physical accomplishment report, Mr. Speaker, only 8,523 out of the 14,342 targeted schools were provided with ICT packages under the DCP funded by GAAS for fiscal years 2015 to 2019, or a miserable 59.43% accomplishment rate. It was also observed or these lapses, Mr. Speaker, in the procurement of DCP for fiscal 2019 again hindered the full attainment of the program's objective of enhancing the teaching learning process, including the ICT literacy of teachers and learners. Aside from software-related issues, Mr. Speaker, the delay on the part of the Deped to provide the supplies for the suppliers with documents such as list of recipient schools and addresses, IAR template, training checklist, and property transfer report template had impeded the timely implementation of the project. It was thus evident, Mr. Speaker, that Deped failed to efficiently plan and execute the implementation of the Deped computerization program for fiscal year 2018 and contributed to the significant delay in delivering the ICT packages to the recipient. Again, on science and mathematics equipment, Mr. Speaker, the provisions of the science and mathematics equipment intended for public schools were not fully achieved when the program registered a low budget and disbursement utilization rate. Such constraints, Mr. Speaker, affected again the realization of the timely distribution of much-needed items designed to advance the learning capacity in science and mathematics subjects nationwide. But if the track record of these ICT suppliers, Mr. Speaker, were far from being ideal, why was Gertech Inc. awarded 2 DCP contracts again on December 16, 2019 worth 1.19 billion? And why was Columbia Technologies Inc. again awarded 3 DCP contracts on the same date worth 1.79 billion? Or why was Silicon Valley Computer Group Philippines got another contract on the same date worth 501.3 million? Mr. Speaker, may paborito ba ang Deped kung pag-uusapan ay yung mga suppliers ng computers and ICT equipment? Hindi ba maliwanag dito sa report ng COA from 2017, 2018, and 2019, hindi naman sila nakapag-deliver, sablay ang delivery, sablay ang equipment quality, sablay ang installation. Bakit po pinayagan pa? Imbes na i-disqualify po ang mga suppliers na to, ay binigyan pa ng pagkakataon na makakuha ng panibagong kontrata. At the Philippines ranked last in reading among the 79 countries and ranked 78 both in science and mathematics. Some 600,000 students completed the assessment, representing 32 million 15-year-olds in schools of 79 participating countries and economies. In the Philippines, 7,237 students in 187 schools completed the assessment. Bakit po kulelat tayo? In the Southeast Asia Primary Learning Metrics, or SEA-PLM, a survey conducted in 2019, the percentage of grade 5 students performing at or above minimum proficiency by end of primary school showed that the Philippines ranked 5th among the 6 ASEAN countries, getting only 10% in reading, while Vietnam topped it at 82%, seconded by Malaysia at 58%. In mathematics, the Philippines landed 4th at 17%, while Vietnam was first at 92% and Malaysia second at 64%. In science, the Philippines was 3rd at 2%, while Vietnam again topped it at 32%, seconded by Malaysia at 11%. And finally, in the 2019 trends in International Mathematics and Science Study, or TIMMS, the Filipino students, Mr. Speaker, lag behind other countries in the International Assessment for Mathematics and Science for grade 4. The Philippines scored significantly lower in both subjects than any other participating country, scoring the lowest among all 58 countries. Singapore topped both assessments in grade 4 Mathematics and Science, including highest scoring grade 8 for both subjects. Ito po ang masakit, Mr. Speaker. In a statement on December 10, 2020, ito po ang sinabi ng Deped. We welcome the 2019 TIMMS result and that we value the immense data it can offer on literacy of students on math and science. What does that exactly mean, Mr. Speaker? Kung sinasabi ng Deped that it welcomes and it values the data offered by this survey, ganun-ganun na lamang ba, Mr. Speaker? Before the betrayal of Jesus, Mr. Speaker, Simon Peter asked him, Lord, where are you going? Jesus replied, where I am going, you cannot follow now, but you will follow later. Mr. Speaker, if we may ask, Deped, where are you going? I hope they could answer this question with certainty because as of today, Deped is headed to a path of quandary and wilderness. And we could not easily follow, Sir Speaker. Maraming pong salamat ating mga kasamahan. Magandang hapon po, Sir Speaker.